So sifunda apha u-1 Corinthians 11 from verse 5 to 16 kuba ndiyatoyitoya ndiyaqhankqalaza andiyi-understand into yokuba ndithwale ndisingle ndingengomfazi wamntu. So ke ngoku uye wathi masifunde i-background kwi-previous video uba iCorinth yayiyindawo enjani. So ke ngoku siyayiqhaqha ke ngoku le vesi gama negama sizova i-meaning yala magama akwezaa vesi ebendizifunda. Uthi ke ngoku, woman, this verse brings out the contrast that is to be maintained between sexes in the light of current customs as they take part in church activities. Okay, prophesieth. There are several instances in the Old Testament where women were endowed with gift of prophecy and served the church as prophetesses. Naziya ke ezo vesi. Likewise, in New Testament times, there were women in church who prophesied. Naziya nevesi zakhona. It is possible that the Christian women argued that in their discharge of spiritual functions as prayer and prophesying, they should appear uncovered as did the men. Kula vesi. Some may have also reasoned that the liberty of the gospel set aside the obligation to observe various marks of distinction between sexes. Paul exposed the falsity of their reasoning. Okay, uncovered. In Greek, it's akatakaluptos, literal, not having a veil hanging down from the head. It was customary for women to cover their heads with a veil as evidence that they were married and also as a matter of modesty. That nathi siyayazi loo nto. Ayazi umakoti funeke ethwele. But anditshatanga namntu. Dishonoreth. In view of the fact that ancient women did not go abroad with uncovered heads, it would be regarded as a disgrace to a woman and to her husband if she should appear publicly without a veil, especially in the capacity of a leader of worship. For a woman at Corinth to take public part in the service of the church with their head uncovered would give the impression that she acted shamelessly and immodestly, without the adorning of shamefacedness and sobriety. Okay, Paul seemed to reason that by thus discarding the veil, a recognized emblem of her sex and position, she shows a lack of respect for husband, father, the female sex in general, and Christ. Oh, so ayisenanto wenza namyeni yedwa seyinento wenza nomzali wakho, your dad, and as a female negender yakho and Christ. Okay, shaven. Short hair was sometimes the mark of a woman of poor repute. Thus, a Corinthian woman who took a part in the public services of the church with her head uncovered might be regarded as having put herself on the same level as low, perhaps lewd woman. Or kwakuyinto low class, into yokucheba inwele. Shorn. This is hardly a positive command. The meaning seemed to be she might as well be shorn. In other words, if a woman wanted to act like a man, she ought, in order to be consistent, to cut her hair after the fashion of men. But such a course would be regarded as disgraceful. Therefore, she should be properly veiled. Okay. Image. This is a reference to the condition in which man was created. If man wore veil or other head covering, it would be a mark of servitude or inferiority. It would have been inappropriate for him to adopt such a sign. He should be so clothed as not to hide the great fact that he was the appointed representative of God on earth. Okay. Glory. Greek is doxa. Glory is doxa. This word originally meant opinion or reputation or recognition. Based on its usage in the LXX, the meaning splendor, brightness, magnificent attributes and manifestation has been given to doxa by New Testament writers. Here, the expression glory of God seemed to mean that man has in himself a likeness to the splendor, greatness, and character of God insofar as he manages affairs in his assigned sphere in harmony with divine principle. Here we have a glimpse of the high responsibility to which God has called man. God placed him at the head of the newly created earth and gave him dominion over all the earth. Thus, God intended, through man, to reveal his wise and kind parental care, his protection, provision, and guidance before the universe. Even after man's fall and the loss of dominion resulting from it, God planned that man should have the responsibility of leadership in the affairs of the home. There is no indication in the Bible that this order of things has ever been changed since that time. But it appears that some women in the church at Corinth tried to change it. Okay.